We've talked about if there was going to be another Super Smash Bros. We talked about whether or not Sakurai would return to Direct. We've talked about the fixes that need to happen, the new features that need to be added, the characters that would return, new characters that would be added in. We've talked about what the title for the next Super Smash Bros. Game would be, and now we are talking about when potentially Super Smash Bros. 7 will release. That's right, you heard me. Super Smash Bros. 7, because every time people keep saying, no, it's Super Smash Bros. 6, and I have to re-educate them and say that 3DS and Wii U are separate games. Sakurai said so, and they're different because their stages are different, so it is Super Smash Bros. 7. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so what I did was I looked back at all the trailers, at all the announcements for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and are using that as a pattern to figure out maybe a timeline, if you will, for when this new Smash Bros. Will get released. It's all speculative, it's all just pattern recognition like I normally do for these sort of things, but I thought it'd be fun to discuss in today's video. The Nintendo Switch released in March of 2017. Then in March 2018, a year later, they teased Super Smash Bros. Ultimate but did not give it a full title. This was the announcement trailer where they had the Inklings running around during a Nintendo Direct, and then they look up and you see the flaming Smash Bros. Logo, and then it says Super Smash Bros., but Ultimate wasn't yet in the title. So from there, a lot of people thought this was just going to be a glorified Wii U port. Everyone thought it was going to be Super Smash Bros. Wii U, but with some extra characters in there. But then later in the year, around June, that completely shattered anyone's beliefs because there was the Everyone Is Here trailer in which they announced that it's not only Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as the title, but everyone was coming back for this game. It was huge, the hype was crazy, and then fast forward all the way to December 2018, we got Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So that is the timeline. In there as well were a bunch of like Smash Directs and Sakurai talking about stuff, Nintendo Directs revealing things as we got up to it, reveal trailers for new characters such as Ridley, K. Rool, that sort of thing. But I think for this game, especially the new Super Smash Bros. Game we're getting, Smash 7, they're probably going to dial that back a little bit. Not only is Smash already a hype game and can sell copies without doing a big marketing push, but also because now that Sakurai isn't going to be directing it, most likely, he's not going to be the face of it. And he had that personal energy, and people recognized him when he did these directs, and it's just going to be weird if it's not him. So I don't think they're going to be doing as many Smash Directs as they did prior. That's just my theory. In addition, right before Ultimate's release, they did a huge tour with like a bus and the game, having people able to play the game early. They even had like a Smash tournament, which was back when our good friend, and that's ironic, I'm joking, Zero was the winner of that tournament back when he was still relevant. This was all before the big blow up with the competitive Smash scene and the allegations and all that kind of stuff. So I really don't think they're doing another tournament. I really think they're just kind of trying to bury that. Nintendo's trying to be like, no, we don't want to be affiliated with any of that stuff. And I really don't blame them because it's just a PR nightmare. So I really think it's going to be a softer marketing push and launch for this game. I don't think there's going to be as much generated hype on Nintendo's side for it, but I do think we're going to get that 6 to 8 month window before the game comes out. So we're going to get an announcement, and then 6 to 8 months later, we'll actually get the game. I could be wrong. It could be a shadow drop. It could drop with as a launch title for the Switch 2, which would be absolutely insane. But I don't see that happening. I think it's better to generate at least a little bit of hype for a game like this before just like launching it day one, frame one. So what about the Switch 2? The Switch 2 hasn't even came out yet. So how are we supposed to know when Smash 7 is going to come out? Well, like I said, through the patterns, the Switch, the original Switch 1, released in March of 2017. There's already been leaks and reports that Nintendo is planning to release the Nintendo Switch 2, not actually called that, but we're just calling that for this sake, Nintendo Switch 2 in quarter 1 of the fiscal year, of the next fiscal year, 2025. So what is quarter 1, 2025? Well, that's January 2025 to March 2025. You hear where I'm going with this? I think they're probably just gonna launch the Switch 2 at the very end in March 2025. It makes sense. Why would you launch it right after Christmas? Like right in like January, February. I don't think that's optimal. But if you sell it right before we kick off into the summer, like they did prior, it just makes perfect sense. So I really think March 2025 is when we're getting this beloved Switch 2. And from there, I think we're going to have to wait a little bit. I don't think they're just going to immediately drop it. I don't think they're going to immediately drop too much information when this platform comes out. I think a big reveal will probably be that Metroid Prime 4 will be releasing for the regular Switch and Switch 2. A lot of people have commented that during the Nintendo Direct, where they were showing off Metroid Prime 4, it was like, this looks way too good to be running on Switch. So that's a running theory, is that might actually be one of the launch titles for Switch 2. We'll have to see. That could be completely wrong, but I'm getting a little bit off track here. I don't see a Smash Bros. Game being announced right off the jump in March 2025. I would like to be proven wrong, but I just don't see it. I can see them teasing it a little bit later down the road, and then that 6 to 8 month gap in between, and then we finally get the game. I'm going to guess a year after Switch 2 comes out. My prediction is actually going to be March 2026. I think that's going to be when we get it, because December 2025 just seems way too much of a quick turnaround. Don't get me wrong, I would absolutely love that, but we don't really know where they are with the game yet. I'm sure it's in production already, but you got to think optimally in the logistics behind revealing it too early, too soon. Once again, it would be crazy if it was like a shadow drop right with the Switch 2's release, but I really can't see that happening unless it's just Smash Ultimate version 2, which would be really irritating if they just release Smash Ultimate again, but then you just get more DLC characters. That would be kind of crazy. Maybe they do. Everyone was talking about the like Deluxe or Ultimate Edition, where you just get all the DLC for free in a package. Maybe they release that with Switch 2, and then a year later they give us Smash 7. I don't know. That's a lot of speculative talk there. But yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think that we're getting Smash 7 in 2025 or 2026? What date do you think? I really am curious how they're going to market this game, because, like I said, Sakurai's out of the picture. So there's not as much charm and magic behind it as it used to be. They might still do Smash Directs, but I'm kind of leaning towards them not, and just trickling out information through Nintendo Directs and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll just have to see. No doubt they'll release reveal trailers for new additions to the game that aren't DLC characters, and I will definitely see them doing DLC characters again. It's such a good marketing strategy. It keeps people engaged with the game for longer than a year, and it generates hype, so I don't see that going away. But we might be seeing some major changes in the game, because, like I keep reiterating, it's a completely different director, most likely. So we're going to be getting a different feeling Smash Bros. Game, and I think this is going to be the one that really divides the fan base. I know Brawl was kind of the start of that, but I really think this next Smash Bros. Game, it's either going to make or break for a lot of Smash fans. So get ready for that. I'm OCDsaster, and I hope you have a Smash-tastic rest of your day. See ya.